channel Physics Student. Today we are going to solve the problems on the topic thermodynamics. Let's start the problems. Problem number 1. A Carnot engine whose temperature of the source is 400 Kelvin takes 203 calories of heat and it rejects 100 calories of heat to the sink, but we don't how much temperature is required to reject 100 calories of heat. Hence, we have to find out the temperature of the sink. By data, we come to know that there is temperature of source, the amount of heat transferred to the source, amount of heat rejects from the source, but we don't know the temperature of sink. Hence, we have to note down the given values. T1 is 400 Kelvin, Q1 is 203 calories, Q2 is 100 calories, but we don't know T2 and we have to find out T2. We know the formula by efficiency that in terms of temperature and in terms of heat, that is T1 minus T2 by T1 and Q1 minus Q2 by Q1 respectively. By considering those two equations, we get T1 minus T2 by T1 is equals to Q1 minus Q2 by Q1. By solving the equation, we get T2 by T1 is equals to Q2 by Q1. By transferring T1 to the RHS, we get T2 is equals to Q2 into T1 by Q1. By substituting the values of Q2, T1, Q1, we get T2 is equals to 40,000 by 203, which is nothing but 197.04 Kelvin. Hence, the temperature of sink is 197.04 Kelvin. Problem number 2. A certain volume of air at atmospheric pressure is compressed adiabatically to 1/5 of its original volume. Calculate the resulting pressure. That is, specific heat ratio gamma is equals to 1.4. Here there is an air which is compressing adiabatically to 1/5 of its original volume at atmospheric pressure. We know that atmospheric pressure is 0.76 meter of mercury. By given data, we come to know that V2 by V1 is equals to 1 by 5 or V2 is equals to 1 by 5 into V1. Gamma is 1.4. We know the formula which relates pressure and volume is P1 V1 power gamma is equals to P2 V2 power gamma. So, by substituting the values of V1, V2, P1 and gamma, we get the value of resulting pressure. That is, P2 is equals to 0.76 into 5 power 1.4. The value of 5 power 1.4 is 9.5. By multiplying it with P1, that is 0.76, we get the resulting pressure P2 is equals to 7.22 meter of mercury. Problem number 3. The efficiency of Carnot engine is 0.4. If temperature of sink is raised by 50 degrees Celsius, efficiency becomes 0.3. Calculate the temperatures of the source in sink. Here, there is one Carnot engine has an efficiency 0.4. When the temperature of sink of a Carnot engine is raised by 50 degrees Celsius, the efficiency becomes 0.3. And now we have to calculate the temperature of source and sink. There are two cases in this question, that is initial efficiency and final efficiency when the temperature of sink is raised by 50 degrees Celsius. Now we solve the first case. Eta is equals to 0.4 by given data and we know the formula eta is equals to T1 minus T2 by T1 or 1 minus T2 by T1. By substituting the value of efficiency of Carnot engine for first case, we get 1 minus T2 by T1 is equals to 0.4. On further calculation, we get T2 by T1 is equals to 1 minus 0.4. By subtracting 0.4 by 1, we get T2 is equals to 0.6 into T1. This equation is considered to be a equation 1. For next case, eta is equals to T1 minus T2 plus 50 by T1, where we consider temperature of sink is raised by 50 degrees Celsius, hence T2 plus 50. And the efficiency of a final or when temperature of sink is raised by 50 degrees Celsius is 0.3. By substituting the value of eta, we get T1 minus 0.6 T1 minus 0.3 T1 is equals to 50. On further calculation, we get T1 is equals to 50 by 0.1 is nothing but 500 degrees Celsius. By substituting the value of T1 in equation 1, we get T2. That is, T2 is equals to 0.6 into 500. T2 is 300 degrees Celsius. Hence, the temperature of source is 500 degrees Celsius and temperature of sink is 300 degrees Celsius.
Let's move to the problem number 4. An inventor claims to have developed an ideal engine working between 500 Kelvin and 250 Kelvin, capable of having an efficiency of 55%, and comment on his claim. Here, an inventor was developing or designing an ideal engine which was working between 500 Kelvin and 250 Kelvin of temperature, and it has a capable of efficiency 55%, and we have to comment on his claim. By the data, we come to know that T2 is 250 Kelvin and T1 is 500 Kelvin, and we know the formula of efficiency of an ideal engine, that is eta is equals to 1 minus T2 by T1. By substituting the values of T2 and T1, we get efficiency. So 1 minus 250 by 500 is equals to 0.5, which is nothing but 50%. But an inventor told that the engine has capable of efficiency 55%. But by calculating efficiency by given data, we come to know that eta is equals to 50%. Hence, inventor claimed efficiency has more than the efficiency of a calculated value. Hence, which is more than the efficiency of a Carnot engine working between same limit of temperature. It is impossible, so his claim is invalid. Here, for same limit of temperature, efficiency should not be changed. It should be a constant. Hence, a claim was invalid. Problem number 5. A gas is compressed to half of its original volume. Calculate the rise in temperature. If the initial temperature is 200 Kelvin, gamma is equals to 1.4, where gamma is specific heat ratio. Here, they want to compress a gas until half of its original volume, and the initial temperature of a gas is 200 Kelvin, and we have to find out the rise in temperature. By data, we come to know that V2 is equals to of V1, T1 is 200 Kelvin, we have to find out T2, and gamma is equals to 1.4, which is specific heat ratio. We know that relationship between T1 V1 by a formula is T1 V1 power gamma minus 1 is equals to T2 V2 power gamma minus 1. By substituting the values of T1 V1 V2 gamma, we get T2 is equals to 200 into 2 power 0.4, which is nothing but T2 is equals to 263.9 Kelvin. But they asked us to rise in what is amount of temperature which is increased. Hence, the increased temperature can be determined by subtracting T2 by T1. So, the rise in temperature is 63.9 Kelvin. Problem number 6. A reversible heat engine efficiency 40% has its efficiency increased to 50%. When the temperature of the sink is lowered to 50 degrees Celsius, find the temperature of the source and sink. Here there is a reversible heat engine has a efficiency 40%. When the temperature of sink is reduced by 50 degrees Celsius, the efficiency of heat engine is increased up to 50%. Hence, we have to find out the temperature of source and sink. By data, we have to note down the given values. Eta 1 is 40%, eta 2 is 50%, T2 dash is T2 minus 50, T1 is equals to how much and T2 is equals to how much. Here, the temperature of source is constant in both cases. So, first we have to calculate in case of first efficiency, that is
eta 1. Eta 1 is equals to 1 minus T2 by T1. By substituting the values of eta 1, we get 2T1 minus 5T1 is equals to minus 5T2. On further calculation, we get 3T1 is equals to 5T2. T2 is equals to 3 by 5 into T1. We know the value of 3 by 5 is 0.6. Hence, T2 is equals to 0.6 T1. And this equation is noted to be an equation 1. Similarly, we have to find out the temperature in second case. Eta dash is equals to 1 minus T2 dash by T1 dash. By substituting the value of eta dash and T2 dash and T1 dash, that is eta dash is equals to 50%, T2 dash is equals to T2 minus 50, T1 dash is equals to T1. By calculating, we get 2T1 minus T1 is equals to 2T2 minus 100. By subtracting 2T1 minus T1, we get T1 is equals to 2T2 minus 100. We know the value of T2 from the equation 1, that is T2 is equals to 0.61. By substituting T2 value in the equation, we get T1 is equals to 2 into 0.6 T1 minus 100. On further calculation, we get 0.2 T1 is equals to 100. T1 is equals to 100 divided by 0.2, that is T1 is equals to 500 Kelvin. So, from the calculation, we come to know the temperature of source is 500 Kelvin. The value of T1 is to be substituted in the equation 1 to get the fine temperature of a sink. That is T2 is equals to 0.6 T1. 0.6 into 500 is equals to 300 Kelvin. Hence, the temperature of source is 500 Kelvin and the temperature of sink is 300 Kelvin. Let's go to the problem number 7. 1 by 10 meter cube of hydrogen at 27 degrees Celsius expands isothermally until its volume is doubled. Find the work done. Given R is equals to 8.314 joule per Kelvin per mole. Here, a hydrogen gas is desired to expand isothermally at 27 degrees Celsius, where the gas volume is 1 by 10 cube meter cube. So they want to expand it until the volume becomes double. Hence, we have to find out the work done by gas. Given gas constant R is equals to 8.314 joules per Kelvin per mole. By data, we come to know that V1 is equals to 1 by 10 meter cube. T is 27 degrees Celsius or 300 Kelvin. V2 is equals to 2 V1 and R 8.314 joules per Kelvin per mole. We know that a formula for work done by hydrogen or a gas which expands isothermally is given by W is equals to integration of PdV from initial to final limits, that is from V1 to V2. We know that P is equals to RT by V4, 1 mole of gas. Hence, after integration, we get W work done is equals to RT log V2 by V1. By substituting the values of R, T, V2 and V1, we get answer W is equals to 750.75 joules. So that on expanding an hydrogen gas isothermally at 27 degrees Celsius, the work done by the hydrogen gas is 750.75 joules.
Problem number 8. A Carnot engine whose low temperature reservoir is at 7 degrees Celsius has an efficiency of 50%. It is desired to increase the efficiency to 70%. By how many degrees should the temperature of high temperature reservoir should be increased? So, there is one Carnot engine whose low temperature reservoir is 7 degrees Celsius, which is nothing but the temperature of sink is 7 degrees Celsius. At that time, the efficiency of an engine is 50%. And they are desired to increase the efficiency of that engine up to 70%. But they don't know how much amount of temperature or how much degree of temperature should be increased to get efficiency of 70%. Hence, we have to find out how much degree should the temperature of high temperature reservoir, which is nothing but the temperature of source, should be increased. First, we have to note down the given values. Eta is 50%, eta dash is 70%, T2 is 7 degrees Celsius, and now we have to find out T1. for eta. Then by substituting the values in the formula eta is equals to T1 minus T2 by T1, we get T1 is equals to 560 Kelvin. Then eta dash, T1 dash minus T2 dash by T1 dash. So by substituting the values of eta dash, T2 dash, we have to find out T1 dash. By substituting the values, we get T1 dash is equals to 933.33 Kelvin. We know that T1 dash and T1, by subtracting those, we get increased in temperature or change in the temperature. Hence, 933.33 minus 560 is equals to 373.33 Kelvin, or it may be noted in the degree Celsius, that is 100.18 degrees Celsius.
Let us go through the problem number 9. A gas at NTP is compressed to quarter of its original volume. Find the final pressure and temperature where specific heat ratio is 1.4. Here, a gas is compressing to the quarter of its original volume at normal temperature and pressure. And we have to find out the pressure and temperature after compressing a gas to the quarter of its original volume. So, by sudden compression of gas, it is considered to be an adiabatic change. First of all, we have to note down the given values. The original volume V1 is V1 and the final volume is 1/4 of V1, which is 1/4 of its original volume. T1 is 273 Kelvin, P1 is 1 atmospheric pressure, and we have to find out the final temperature and pressure after compressing a gas to the quarter of its original volume. We know the relationship between temperature and volume, that is T1 V1 power lambda minus 1 is equals to T2 V2 power lambda minus 1, where lambda is specific heat ratio, which is equals to 1.4. By substituting the values of T1 V1 V2, we get T2 is equals to 273 into 4 power 0.4. By calculating, we get T2 is equals to 474.3 Kelvin. We can answer this in terms of degree Kelvin or degree Celsius. In terms of degree Kelvin is 474.3 Kelvin, and the final temperature in terms of degree Celsius is 201.3 degrees Celsius. Now we have to calculate the final pressure, and we know the relationship between pressure and volume is P2 V2 power lambda is equals to P1 V1 power lambda. And now we have to calculate the value of P2. Hence, P2 is equals to P1 into V1 by V2 power lambda. By substituting the values of P1, V1, V2 and lambda, we get P2 is equals to 4 power 1.4, which is nothing but 6.96 atmospheric pressure. Hence, the final pressure and temperature are 6.96 atmospheric pressure and 201.3 degrees Celsius respectively. To the environment for every 95 kilojoules of heat transfer into engine. Here we have to find out the efficiency of a Carnot engine, where the amount of heat transfer into engine is 95 kilojoules and heat transfer occurs to environment from this engine is 75 kilojoules. Therefore, Q1 is 95 kilojoules and Q2 is 75 kilojoules. To determine the efficiency of Carnot engine, we have to use the formula eta is equals to 1 minus Q2 by Q1, where Q2 and Q are the amount of heat transfer into engine and environment respectively. By substituting the values of Q2 and Q1 in the formula, we get eta is equals to 1 minus 75 kilojoules by 95 kilojoules. Kilojoules get cancelled. By dividing 75 by 95, we get 0.7894. Therefore, eta is equals to 1 minus 0.7894. Then the value of eta is 0.2105, which is nothing but 21.05%. Approximately, eta is equals to 21.1%. Therefore, the efficiency of a Carnot engine is 21.1%.